of 7.5 million cubic yards. These are some of the counties that use our landfill. You can see 11 of the 12 counties in our area. Here's some of our big customers, big users. This is our current landfill, or was our current landfill when we talked last year. The 138 acres, the top up there. And what we've been able to do this year is acquire the additional 373 acres that we looked at to now. This is what our footprint looks like. This will allow us to provide services for about another 55 or 60 years based on current demand. So we were real happy that we could be able to get this instead of having to look at land somewhere else around the county to move our landfill to and have to operate two separate landfills. Angelina County Airport, they do a survey, TxDOT does every 5 years. This is the one they just completed last year. It shows the economic impact of what your airport has on your community. And according to TxDOT, the Angelina County Airport employs or affords about 108 jobs to Angelina County with a total payroll of almost $4 million and a total output in dollars of $37.4 million. So our airport's a very big asset to us. Some of the amenities we have out there is our aircraft fueling. We do service a lot of military aircraft that comes through out there. We have a tie-down service, a cafe. If you haven't eaten there, you need to go out to our airport and eat a hamburger at the cafe. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ask around. A lot of people know about it. Better get there early, though, because they do tend to run out of hamburgers sometimes. And even I've been turned away at times. Believe that. We can arrange for a rental car for people that are flying in if they need help. We do have rental hangars. We have 71 home-based aircraft there, with 23 of those used for corporate. And we currently have 44 people on the waiting list for hangars at the airport. So as you see, we're a pretty popular place to be out there. In 2008, this last year, we were successful in completing several projects. We rebuilt 2 taxiways, overlaid runway 1533, the whole runway, provided new signage for the runways and taxiways, and we completed the installation of an ag pad. And I'll show you a picture of that in a minute. And as of February, we'll be about 50% complete with our master plan that we started last year. So we're really excited about getting that back to see where we need to be with our airport and what we need to put into it and what direction we need to go. Oops, where'd my ag pad go? They took it out. Oh, well. Ike took it out. Well, it's the reason we put it in. One of our goals last year of mine was to work on a master plan for the county. The county's never had a master plan that kind of give us the direction of where we need to be and what we need to go. And part of that reason was the last quarter of the year we dealt with the remnants of Ike. And although we had some damage here in Angelina County, lost the Domino Hall at the courthouse. I'm trying to get this to go. Damaged some of our homes in our communities. Piles of debris. Even though this happened here in our communities and our homes, we're still very fortunate. And I say that because the week before Thanksgiving, I was at a judicial conference in Galveston, and if you haven't been to Galveston or further south in Polk County to see what they went through down there, it's kind of mind-boggling. These are some of the pictures, and I was kind of embarrassed. I got down there and didn't take a camera, but I did use this is from my phone. Some of y'all that frequent Galveston will recognize some of these pictures. This being one of the many gift shops that are along Seawall Boulevard down there. The side angle of it, you see some of the piers that went out that has some of the restaurants. This is over on Crystal Beach. This is the Galveston County Annex building. If you can see the handrails, this building is still shut down, but the handrails are metal handrails that are embedded in the concrete, and you see they're laying over. Just an example of what force was exerted on those handrails. And this is what we see. We talk about damage to our homes where a tree fell on it, or a garage, or the awning falling off one of our businesses. You look at a whole neighborhood here, and there's 2 houses standing and nothing else. It's kind of, and this may be why we have 44, or not 45 waiting in our airport. They don't know where this plane came from, and you talk to people in Galveston, they walk around like this. And you wonder, what's wrong? And it's because us as tourists keep asking, man, what happened here? I don't know. So, just debris, boats, cars, trucks, just everywhere. Fields of refrigerators, washing dryers, microwave ovens. This is on the highway going out through Crystal Beach, looking towards the ocean, and that's the only thing standing out there, what's left of it. And what's ironic is this is what you see when you go across the ship channel, or across the ferry. So it survived. Anyway, that's where we were in 1904. That's where we were in 1955. That's where we are today. And that's the end of the pictures. But I would like to say some of the things we have in store for 2009, what we're looking at, real important things for everybody. Number one is our census. We'll begin our census count. Dorothy Wilson with the city's planning department has volunteered, along with Mayor Gordon and Paul Parker, city administration, to allow her to head up the complete count committee. Along with Trent Ashby is going to assist her with that, and we're going to need everyone in the community. It's going to be an educational function starting off from the part. We've got to get the industries on board, faith-based groups, the schools. We really need to get a true count of what residents we have in Angelina County. That's something I don't think's ever been done. We need to get it out there, the word out there, why it's important to be counted in the census. So that's something we're really going to be working for here towards the middle of the end of the year. Again, our master plan for the county, something we had to put on hold last year. We're really striving now. We're fixing to go out with RFQs to get proposals back from consulting firms that do that. And the thing that scares me the most is the legislature is back in session. We all know that. It's like watching paint dry. Your wife tells you this is the color I want on that wall, and you put it on, it's wet and it looks perfect. As it dries, it starts to change color. The legislature does the same thing. They submit bills, and by the time they come out in the committee, into the floor, they've changed. So we really need to be paying attention. There's 1,311 bills have been filed as of last week. One of them I have here. It's House Bill 336 that really scares me. This will read to what it says, the middle of it. It says, if the Executive Commissioner of the Health and Human Services Commission determines that temporarily or permanently closing a state school would result in a more efficient and use of state money or other resources, the Executive Commissioner may close that state school. That's all the bill says. If it passes, we're in trouble. That gives a lot of authority to one person, and we can't let that happen. So we need to be paying especially close. That hits right here in home. We've got 1,200 jobs at the state school. It's a very, very vital part of our community, and we need to make sure it stays. And that's just one of, like I said, almost 1,200 bills that have already been filed. So we'll be, the city, the county, the surrounding counties and communities and leaders in the community will be watching these bills as they come down. So that's something we're really going to be paying attention to. Rose, how much time I got left? All right. What'd she say? I don't know what she said. Yeah. Before I go, I found this the other day, and this is something just a little light, and change the subject, totally off of county government. But I read this, and I thought, this is great. Facts about angels by our children. And I don't have my reading glasses on, so bear with me. This comes from Matthew, age 9. It's not easy to become an angel. First you die, then you go to heaven, and then there's still the flight training you go through. And then you got to agree to wear those angel clothes. This is from Daniel. It says, angels talk all the way while they're flying you up to heaven. The main subject is where you went wrong before you got dead. It says, this is from Reagan, age 10. When an angel gets mad, he takes a deep breath and counts to 10. And when he lets out his breath, somewhere there's a tornado. And the last one is from Sarah, age 6. It says, angels have a lot to do, and they keep very busy. If you lose a tooth, an angel comes in through your window and leaves money under your pillow. Then when it gets cold, angels go north for the winter. So anyway, just like to thank y'all for letting us come today. And we'll be here. If you have any questions for us afterwards, I'll be happy. Or if you have a question now, I think my time is up, so I'll let Mike come up. Thank you.